interventionist is a professional who specializes in the identification, assessment, and treatment of those who are trying to escape from abusive and dangerous groupings or cult involvement. As we see here, the requirements of a cult interventionist is not only an advanced degree, but specialized training, extensive research, supervised experience, and often professional licensure. A cult interventionist has a variety of professional organizations as a human services worker that they might belong to. ICS, a nonprofit research and education organization that studies cults that use psychological manipulation and other types of abuse, including cults, new religious movements, and other groupings. KRIC is a nonprofit organization that provides information, support, and assistance to individuals, families, and professionals dealing with cult-related issues. The AFF is a nonprofit organization that conducts research and education on cults, new religious movements, and other groups that use mind control techniques. ISSD is an interdisciplinary professional organization that focuses on the study of trauma and dissociation and provides education, training, and support for mental health professionals. What is a day in the life of a cult interventionist? Cult intervention is much like that for drugs or alcohol addiction, but much more intense and involved. Here, Rick Ross explains the process.
My book, Cults Inside Out, has chapters devoted to that. There is a chapter on intervention, preparation for an intervention, and then there are case vignettes. For example, a Scientology intervention, an abusive controlling relationship intervention. Basically, a cult intervention takes 3 to 4 days, 8 hours a day. So we're talking about 24 to 32 hours of work. Like a drug or alcohol intervention, the family's there. And I'm going to cover 4 basic blocks during that intervention. Number 1, I'm going to talk with them about what defines a destructive cult, or an abusive controlling relationship, or a narcissistic personality profile. What research is there to document that, and how might it parallel that person's situation that they find themselves in? Number 2, how does coercive persuasion really work? What we call brainwashing is really a synthesis of influence techniques, thought reform, and coercive persuasion. So we examine that, the mechanics of that, the social isolation, the control of information, the demand for personal confession. For example, the EMs, the exploration of meaning sessions in Ranieri's Nexium. And then you ask the question, is it coercive persuasion? What is the indoctrination process really all about in this group or in the situation that you're involved in? And then 3, what information has the group withheld from you? What secrets are there that you don't know, but you should know if you're going to continue with this organization or with this leader? And then finally, why did your family stage this intervention? What do they see that maybe you don't see? What are they worried about? What problems have they experienced, or estrangement do they feel has occurred as a result of your involvement with this group? So you go through those 4 blocks, and it's really an educational process and a dialogue, a discussion. And the family is offering their firsthand accounts, their observations. And what you're hoping is that you can have a kind of ignition point where the person's critical thinking comes into play and they literally think their way out of the group.
The intervention industry began during the 1970s after new mass therapies like EST, Jesus movements like the Children of God and People's Temple, Eastern activities led by gurus and Zen masters from India, Japan, and Korea, and channeling cults led by people who spoke as gods and angels mushroomed in Europe and America. By some counts, more than 3,000 new cultic groups existed in America by the late 1970s. Deprogramming was coined around 1974 by Ted Patrick and others who sometimes resort to kidnapping or house arrest to rescue someone from a purported cult. The average salary for a behavioral interventionist is roughly $40,000 a year. As a cult interventionist, there is an opportunity to positively impact the lives of individuals. The work can be challenging and complex, requiring various skills such as counseling, therapy, and negotiation. Additionally, working as a cult interventionist allows you to work with a team of professionals, including mental health counselors, law enforcement, and other experts, which can be a great way to learn new skills and gain new perspectives. Furthermore, cult interventionists help educate people about the dangers of cults and other groups, which can help prevent others from falling victim to them. Overall, working as a cult interventionist seems like a challenging and rewarding career that allows you to make a difference in the lives of others. However, making public statements about controversial organizations can be risky, especially when trying to remove someone from a dangerous group. Here, Rick Ross describes some of the downfalls of the career.
And with the Bronfman money, millions and millions of dollars, he was able to harass his critics. For example, me. I had deprogrammed three people from the NXIVM group on behalf of a family in New Jersey. One of their children, I was unsuccessful with working with him, but three of their adult children left NXIVM as a direct result of my work. And later, I was given through one of the children of the family, the study notes for taking the NXIVM courses. And I gave those notes to a clinical psychologist and a forensic psychiatrist. And they wrote papers, which are published at culteducation.com in this very large archive about NXIVM that you can find there. And these papers were then published around 2001, 2002, and Ranieri immediately went after me. He went after me for copyright infringement, intellectual property trade secret violation, defamation. All told, according to my lawyers, he spent over $5 million suing me over a period of 14 years. The lawsuit was finally dismissed just before he was arrested. He also spent hundreds of thousands of dollars having me surveilled. He hired a private investigation company, Interfor, on Madison Avenue in Manhattan, and he gave them hundreds of thousands of dollars to stalk me, go into my bank account, my bank records illegally, my phone records illegally.
I have always been intrigued by the concept of cults and the impact they have on individuals and families. The idea of being able to help people escape the control and manipulation of a cult seemed like a noble and fulfilling profession. That's why I initially thought being a cult interventionist would be a cool career choice. However, after doing more research and learning about the realities of the job, I have come to understand that a cult intervention can often take days, if not longer. It requires a deep understanding of the group and its beliefs, as well as the ability to communicate effectively with individuals who are deeply entrenched in those beliefs. I have come to realize that this level of commitment and dedication is simply not something I am willing to undertake. The thought of dedicating multiple days of my time, possibly away from my family and other responsibilities, to a single intervention is overwhelming. Additionally, the emotional toll that comes with this work can be draining and requires a level of mental and physical fortitude that I am not sure I possess. I have come to the conclusion that being a cult interventionist may not be the right fit for me after all. While I still have a deep respect for those who do this important work, I have decided to pursue other career paths that better align with my skills,